So I'm back here. I'm still playing with this what if world. There's tons of stuff to do. And I want to show you how to do something really important in an analysis. So let's say that I have my rocket right here, which I do. And oops, sorry about that. Click, click. And if I just launch straight up and down, I can mark the location anywhere. There's a whole bunch of ways to get data from that. It's super easy. But what if I want to do something awesome? What if I want to, I don't know, orbit? I want to orbit this planet. So I'm going to go up here and just play around. It's kind of hard to do. But something like this. Okay. How do I model that? I can still mark the location of objects on the planet and use the spacecraft as the reference frame. But there's a problem in that I would have to rotate my axis too because I want to keep it in the same orientation and I could reference where my points are. It's actually just easier just to set the origin correctly. So let's do that in tracker video analysis. I'm going to do this the best way. And I apologize, things are a little bit small. Let's make this a little bit. But I think you can follow along. Okay. So I've already loaded my program into tracker video analysis. I've already scaled the thing. Now what I want to do is to set the origin at the center of the planet. And so that's kind of tough, right? So that's the first thing we're going to do is to find the center of this planet. So here's my planet right here. I'm going to go up to this tool, which says measure. And I'm going to say new circle fitter. And so what I need to do is to click on points on the circle and it will find the radius of the circle and the center of the circle. And you can do them in any order. So I'm just going to, this is not a completely flat thing. So I'm going to kind of just go back and forth. I think that's probably good enough. It's definitely not moving anymore, but that's fine. So you can see right here that it fit this circle. And it says the radius is 31.58 and the x center is 10. Oh, I don't even have my origin. According to this, here's my origin right there. The origin is at 10.3 negative 40. So I know where it is. So that's kind of cool. Okay, but I want to move this to there. So let's go up here and go to fixed origin. No. Fixed angle. No. So I can rotate, and the scale, I've never seen this zoom in and out, so I'm going to assume the scale's fine. So I want to put this where that origin is, and in fact, if I zoom, this is just kind of a hack, but that's fine. So I'm going to zoom out to 25%, and even further, let's see, can I, oops, zoom to fit, 25%. Okay, how do I get this, let's see. I know I can, let's see, can I make this something different? I want it even smaller. It fit on my other monitor, but there it is. Okay. So if I put this right there, now you'll notice it's hard to see, but I have x at negative 0.182, y at negative 0.032. Or 0.032. So that's close enough for me. I'm happy. So now I have my origin at the center of the planet. Now when I mark the location of stuff, then it should be fine. But I'm going to need to go through and mark the location of everything. So let's zoom this out. Just pull this back down a little bit. I've already got that. So you can see things. One of the things I did do over here in the video, the clip settings, I moved the start frame to the beginning of the motion, and I set the step size to 10. Okay, that's going to be, I don't want to do clipping everything. So let's just do a little bit of motion here. So the first thing I'm going to do, let's zoom in to 100%, let's say. No, let's go to fit. So what I want to do is when the frame, when the frame moves, I need to account for that. And I don't want to, it's not just going to move the origin with respect to the frame. It's going to rotate it. So one of the ways to deal with this is with a calibration point pair. Let's see, is that, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to go up here to the measuring, the calibrate, I'm going to say new calibration points. And what I'm going to do is to mark two locations in my frame that I can then track. So I'm going to use this corner right here. So I'm going to hit shift. Oh, I don't have to shift. I'm just going to hit the corner of that platform. And then I'm going to use this little nook right there, whatever that is called. Right there. So you see the two red pluses. Now I'm going to step forward a frame. And everything moved. So what I'm going to do is just drag this back down to where it goes. And then drag that to where it goes. And you'll notice that the reference frame, the coordinate system moved too. I'm going to do this again. Now the circle does move because that's not really, it's just a measuring tool. It's not really there. Move that. So you just have to do this. I'm going to do it for a little bit. I'm not going to do the whole thing. Move this one, and you keep doing this. Okay, now let's say I get my rocket moving, which I do, to the horizontally. And I'm looking down like this because I can't see. So, I mean, I want to do this for a little bit, and I don't want to be just quiet. So I'll tell you, what makes me so excited about this game is that I don't know how the physics works. I don't, and that's fun to find out. There was a long time ago when I was a blogger, because I'm still a blogger, and I was into Angry Birds. Do you remember that game? Yes, you do. And I wanted to figure out how Angry Birds worked, and I had a blast. I did so much stuff on Angry Birds, and I'm sad that it's not really a thing anymore. And I remember at the beginning of Angry Birds, I wanted to model the motion of the bird as it gets thrown through the air and find out how big things were. It's too much fun. And I actually had to video record the computer screen. No, I did it on an iPad. There was no screen record on the phone. They finally got Angry Birds on the computer, and then it was a little bit easier. But at the beginning times, I actually sat a camera looking at the screen. Okay, so now we're moving horizontally more. I want to show you one important thing, and then we'll collect data, and then I won't do the whole thing. But it's important to pick a location on the screen that you can remember, because if things move fast, you may not know where it went. I'm not doing the perfect job here because I don't really care. I'm going to do it again more carefully on my bigger monitor, and not so I'm looking in like this because that's kind of awkward. Okay, so we're just moving the frame. We're still just moving the frame, and I will show you something cool after this. I do want to get it good horizontal motion. So, but Angry Birds, they had Angry Birds Space, they had Angry Birds Star Wars, they had Angry Birds everything, which is kind of good. I got a lot out of that. I wrote a National Geographic book on Angry Birds. See, I wrote that. It's just a fun book. It's not real, heavy into physics, but I did all the physics too, so just for fun. I got to go to Sweden and make a video with Angry Birds. That was really fun. It was Revenge of the Angry Birds. You can watch. You could Google that on YouTube. You can find that. Sweden was great fun. Okay, so now let's say that these 2 points are going out of the field of view. So I need to. What do I do? Well, you can make new points. I can go up here to new calibration points. I can just make 2 new ones. So I'm going to click this. What can I click? Let's click this little dot thing right there. I don't even know what that is. Let's see that little tuft of grass. And I'm going to click the Y in this tree. Now when I move it, I can move either set of points. So I'm going to, you're going to make sure you don't confuse them though. I'm going to move that one there, and I'm going to move that one there. And so it moves the other points too. You can see it's not going to be perfect. You see, notice this point over here isn't quite on the right spot, but it's good enough. So I'm going to move this to my tuft of grass right there, and this to my tree. Okay, so that's good. I'm not going to do any more. I now want to go back and mark the location of my spacecraft. I'm going to set this as the in frame 2, and there's a reason for that. So this is frame 338. Going back up to the clip properties, in frame 338. And there's a reason why, like I said. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the beginning, right there, and I'm going to say new track, point mass, and I'm going to mark the location of my spacecraft. Now, this is going to be really easy because it's always in the center of the field of view. Click, 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 click. I don't even have to do anything. I'm just clicking because it doesn't move relative to the frame. Almost there. Okay, that's that. And so you get these great graphs. I get y as a function of time. I get x as a function of time. I can get the r value, the distance from the center. That's really useful. Our position, right? That's cool. I could get the angular position. I could plot this in polar coordinates. Oh my gosh, there's so much cool stuff you could do. I'm going to show you one more thing, and then I'm going to stop because I'm not going to finish my analysis. I'm going to do that. It's going to take a little bit more time. So I'm going to go up to this. See this little dot right down there? I'm going to pull this up. And you'll notice that right here, I have what's called the world view. So this is the view with a stationary coordinate system. It's kind of cool. So if I press play, you can see it kind of moves the frame around and keeps the coordinate system constant. That's pretty cool. Okay, you can actually export that too. So if I go to File, Export, Video Clip, I want the world view, and I want the format as a GIF. I thought it did GIFs. Video and graphics. Graphics only. I thought it used to do a GIF. Format. Flash video? Really? JPEG. I think my other one it does. Let's just do MPEG 4. That's fine. Save as. Let's save it to the desktop. Let's just save it there. I don't really care. Okay, here's the desktop. Where's my desktop? Users. Oh gosh, this is dumb. Home. Allow. No, what's... Okay, Macintosh. Okay, I gotta go users, me, desktop. That's fine. Allow. Okay, save. So it'll just take a little bit of time to get that. I mean, not too long. And I think maybe on my other one I have something installed. Do I want to open that? No. I want to go to my Finder, and I'm just going to look at it right here. And there it is. I mean, oops. That's not what I wanted. This one. I mean, it's kind of cool. And it shows all the marks. You can turn off all those marks if you want. But you can imagine a longer video. You could see the motion of the planet. You could see the whole planet. It rotates the frame, and I just think that's cool. So what if world XKCD 2712, I'll put a link to that down below, tracker video analysis. Hope that helps. Have fun. I'm going to have fun.